Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is a 50 PED mining run, and we're going to be doing that run down here in this desert. I'm going to be dropping over here to Scrapyard. I think this, from what I've heard and what I've seen, this is actually a pretty good location for mining runs, so I'm going to give it a go and just see how everything turns out. Let's unequip the armor as always. I always try to run unarmored, A, because you don't need armor to mine, and B, because I like to show off all the clothing that I have. I don't know why this game's lagging like this right now. It's so weird, but somehow I feel like Entropia Universe is getting more and more graphical requirements as like time goes on, but I'm not seeing an improvement in graphics. I mean, I know they're not like de-optimizing the game. That would be a great thing for a developer to do. Instead of optimizing their game, just slowly de-optimize it. Instead of using 2 gigabytes of RAM, we now use 4. For the same thing. It's just extremely wasteful. Alright, well, let's keep going with this mining run and see how everything goes. Let's start dropping here. The item I'm trying to use is damaged. Oh, because I left my amp on. It has been a while since I've done any sort of mining. This isn't damaged, and it's not. Am I using? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually tried a mining run here. It's probably been a couple weeks. So I recorded the last 2. Nice start. I recorded the last 2 mining runs I posted, those amped up mining runs, maybe a couple weeks ago. I haven't gotten on to play since then. I've been doing a lot of Rust recently. I know those videos aren't as good and all that, but I really do like that game. And one of the nice things about, well, why am I? Jeez, I need to learn my hotkeys here. One of the nice things too about Rust is that it's actually a game that I can play consistently. So, if you look at a game what is this? There we go. I accidentally messed up all my hotkeys, didn't I? And I just messed it up some more. All right, there we go. So, yeah, a game like Entropia Universe, I can only play so much because it's a relaxing game. But after a while, it's not relaxing for me anymore, right? My PED card slowly starts dropping, and then I get stressed about it. And it's just not. I don't want that experience. I want the nice experience, and that's what I get if I just play for a little bit here and there. So I haven't been mining in a while, but you guys see the videos still go up, so everybody should be happy with that. Space everything out. That's also the problem with streaming Entropia Universe. It's great to do it. I love the community, but if I did that every day, I'd be taking I'd have to start depositing, and I'd be taking huge losses. So we can't do that. We can't do that. Let's see if this mining run goes good, though. We're on 50 PEDs here, and we're headed out. Usually this area is actually, a profitable area. I find sometimes when you're around these, PvP areas, that's always a good thing. So, we'll see. Some of you guys have suggested I do Arkadia Underground unamped. I'm probably going to give that a shot. I want to do some hunting down in Arkadia Underground, too, and I'm going to be going on vacation soon. Actually, this video might come out after I'm back from vacation, but I'm going to be going on vacation soon, so the best thing for me to do is get a nice sort of steady stream of videos created, and that way they can keep releasing, and YouTube does not sort of hurt me here. Ooh, nice, we got a double. You guys know what a double means. Let's drop it. And you can see I'm using that TerraMaster 4, so I don't know if that's going to help or hurt, but I did increase sort of the gear that ooh, we got another one. We got a third one. This one's a bit farther off. I'm gonna go. We got a triangle here, right? We got a triangle. That means we should drop in the middle of the triangle and see what happens. I'm looking for the global here. It would be a great screenshot to get that global with the 2 other claims there. And we got nothing. All right, so I couldn't call that one. But yeah, I'm gonna be going on vacation here soon. Well, not exactly vacation. But wow. No, I'm not going to get into it, but it's not exactly a vacation, but basically I'm going to be away from my laptop for a while, so I'm recording all this stuff in advance, and that way you guys all get, what happened there? Did I get 2 ores? No, oh, no, alright, that was typo that I found, imagine, alright, but yeah, wait, come back, alright, there we go, let's pick that up, gotta keep your eye out for those fruits. Oh, and I accidentally dropped the probe, that was a mistake. I'm probably going to get nothing again because I already mined there. So generally if you mine somewhere and then you keep dropping, I did a video but I scrapped it. If you stand in the same place and drop 25 PEDs of probes, a few PEDs in you might find a claim that you were just missing, but generally you're not going to find another claim no matter how many probes you go through. I did that as an experiment. Literally, I went to record a video on that just to see, like, drop all these probes in sort of order, see what happens. And the video got corrupted. Like, my computer crashed. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was like, I wasted 25 PEDs for this, and it's got to crash at the end and corrupt the audio. It was not nice. Drill rig. All right, so this is not lootable. Yeah, it's not lootable. So we're just going to run around here. You can see that the radar just got, like, sort of fuzzed out. That's what it means when you're... Ooh. And like I said, this is always a good place. Anytime the radar gets fuzzed out, that means you're in PvP, but as long as you don't see, like, a lootable PvP sign, you're good to go. I also don't have anything else on me, so that's sort of cool. But yeah, after... What do we got? We got some thieves there. All right, let's try and avoid them. It's a little bit harder to avoid these guys without having the radar, but we're gonna try to do it anyways. Get some drops in here. What was I saying? So yeah, going on a trip, basically pre-recording these videos in advance, and then I was talking about I had a video where I basically just dropped a bunch of probes all in order in the same location, didn't move, and it turns out that like. Once you find stuff, like, there's nothing to come after it. Like, it was a solid, like, 10 PDs of waste. So there's some people who, I'm going to go around these guys. There's some people who think that the way drops work is that it's all random. Like, it's based on the area you're in, but it doesn't matter if you move or don't move. And for some reason, those people all still run around when they're mining, probably because it's nice to get a change of scenery. But in my findings from that, like, bit of research I did, I tried to make the video twice, and both times it failed. I figured it was like a cursed video, so we're just not doing that. But yeah, both times I tried it, I didn't get anything after the first drop, after the first few drops, and that's when I figured, like, okay, like, it's just that's just what it is, right? Like, that's how it works. So yeah, you do not want to drop in the same area. If you don't find a claim in an area, you don't want to try re-dropping. You might find something, because I think there is like a % miss chance. That's what in my research I have found that out though. Like, there's always going to be the occasion where you like drop a probe, and then there's a % chance of finding your claim. If you miss that claim, what's going to happen then is you can drop again, and maybe you find it, maybe you don't, and you can keep going, just like probability, right? Like, if you're playing blackjack, not blackjack. If you're playing roulette, like, what are the chances the ball lands on black 5 times in a row, right? Like, I used to know how to do this. I took statistics. Like, I took advanced statistics, and right now I know it's like 5 factorial or something like that, I think. I don't know. No, it's 5 times 5 times 5. Yes, I don't know what it is. We are not here to watch Serial Overdrive try and do math, because it has been far too many years since I've done math. But yeah, basically, there is like a chance that you're going to miss a claim, but generally you don't want to drop in the same place at this, same time. An interesting experiment to do, I actually should do this, is maybe I'll do it when I'm back on Calypso. Take a bunch of finders that are all different depths and see what you can find, because there is a difference between the depth of your finder and what you're going to find. If you notice, like, I'm getting a lot more Adamas stone, which used to be a rare stone. And it's also going to be located at a deeper depth. And the reason I'm finding more of that now is, A, this is a better area for it, and B, the finder I'm using right now can drop a little bit deeper than most finders, or than my other finder. So I was using a F105 before, now I'm using a TerraMaster 4. So this is a limited finder that I'm using. I could buy the unlimited finder, but that would cost a shit ton of money, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, like, I think upgrading finders is definitely something that's worth it, and it seems like from what I'm seeing, if the crafting market was a little bit stronger, if the ore and end market was a little bit stronger, it would actually definitely be worth the upgrade. So back in the day, for those of you guys who don't know, it used to be actually pretty easy to have a profitable, like, mining run and be profitable when you're mining. So when I first started playing Entropia Universe, the way it worked is crafting, you take a loss at the beginning, but if you manage to dump enough PEDs in and get enough blueprints, you could actually come out ahead in the long run. Hunting, you're always going to lose. Like, hunters usually expected to lose 10 to 15%. And then miners, usually I did not mean to drop. Usually if you're mining, you're going to get, like, decent loot, right? Like, you're going to be able to find some good stuff. And then as long as you can get that markup, as long as you figure out what areas have what ores and end matter, and then you go after the ores and end matter that are selling for the most, you can make money. I used to consistently make about like 5 to 10% mining. or actually no, I take that back. Usually overall, I think over like 2 or 3 years of mining, maybe like an hour a day, I was break even about, which is pretty good considering that I got skills. So, that was pretty good. Obviously, those skills have since been devalued because Mindark adjusted how easy it was to get skills, and because they did that, all of the skills that I spent so much time and so much money and so much energy getting got completely devalued, and right now you can get it in a couple months. So yeah, 2 years of work, and now you can do it in almost no time at all. That's one of those things that really does annoy me. I like Mindark can devalue as much as they want, but when they devalued my skills, I was like, that shows how much time I played. Like, now it looks like I played this game for like 2 months. Come on. Like, that was probably the most ridiculous change ever. Like, there's a few things Mindark's done that I'm just like, I hate this. The skill change, that was probably the biggest. Because long term, that has an effect, right? Like, long term, a lot of people look at that and they're like, well, you haven't played for that long. You've only got X number of skills. And it's like, well, yeah, but back in the day, like, you couldn't, like, no one like Messi who gets to level 200 was ever possible. You could never have gotten to level 200. It was literally, I'm not saying literally like the new definition that means figuratively, literally impossible. If you know what I mean. I guess that's a thing now, like, literally has changed to mean figuratively. That's how language evolves. Good job, millennials. So that's on you. You've altered the dictionary in the worst type of way. I don't have any way to say literally now, unless I want to say literally. All right, I'm just twisting my tongue, and you guys don't want to hear me pronounce literally wrong a few times in a row, right? So let's keep on with this mining run. I don't know. I think you guys enjoy hearing about the history of Entropia and stuff like that. That's one of the things I can bring to these videos that a lot of people can't. I actually have like background. Well, not background. I've played Entropia for a long time. I like to think that I'm fairly vocal. I'm fairly good at like talking to myself, which it's a thin line between mental. Well, no, I want to say mental disability, but that's not it. Between disorder and perfectly okay with talking to yourself there, but supposedly if you talk to yourself, it's okay, but if you talk to yourself and then you respond, that's when it gets like creepy. Apparently that's the rule, so I try to follow that rule, and as long as I have this microphone in front of me, I'm talking to you guys, not myself. Although someone who watches, like, now I was gonna say like someone who's looking in through my window would probably see me talking to myself and think I'm crazy, but then again, like, I'm on the 5th floor, so if you're out here looking through my window, that's a little creepy to begin with. It's like, we're just getting into all types of creepy territory here. Like, let's just not be looking in anybody's window. Let's not be calling me crazy, and we're good to go. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good like mining run, right? I always like doing these mining runs and talking about like old school Entropia. You can see here my PvP is sort of wearing off. Right now, someone could kill me, but they couldn't loot me, which means most people aren't going to kill you. The only reason someone would have to kill me is if they wanted to grief me, which I don't think there's too many people out there who have any beef with Serial Overdrive. At least not in this game. Now, in Rust, there might be a few people who have a beef with me. I've been playing a little bit harder now. I've actually started killing people in that game, right? Like, someone comes up to me and I just shoot them right off the bat. It's not nice, but you've got to do it because too many times I've been like, "Oh, hi friend, how's it going?" and they just shoot me and I'm like, "Ah, I could have killed you." That was the worst. Like, someone's like, "Oh yeah," like they seem like a friend in Rust, and then they're like, "All right, yeah, let's go raid this place or do this or that," and then I come out and get shot, and I'm like, you just waited till I got all my good guns. It's fun though. It's very depressing when your base gets raided, but it's a fun game. It's a really fun game. So I play a ton of that, and that's why I'm talking about it now. I know I should be talking about Entropia Universe, but I've got to digress every now and then. Ooh, this was actually a pretty good claim. We got a nice little level 5 claim there. I love the fact that they put like the levels there instead of Roman numerals, so I'm not sitting here like we got an XI. Is that an 11 or a 9? I do not know. I think it's an 11. Roman numerals can get a little hectic for me. Again, like, there's so many of these skills, right? Like, when I was in 2nd grade, I knew my Roman numeral. Did we just miss a fruit? Did we just miss a fruit? There we go. Ooh, look at that. Good eye, cereal. And then, oh, I did not mean to drop. All right, so I picked up the fruit and I wasted a 1.5 PEDs. Oh, I did not waste. We got a double off of that, folks. Talk about wasting PEDs. We're not doing that. We're making PEDs here. We're making money. And we're dropping more probes because if you get a double, you got to go for a triple. And if you get a triple, you got to go for a quadruple. And you at some point, you just don't get it. And that sucks. But that's how it goes. That's the game we're playing. Oh, that's actually pretty good. 2.5 PDs. Nice, nice. Let's keep going here. We got another Antimatter claim. Devil's Tail. Yeah, I like the change that Entropia Universe have been making. They've been making the game a lot easier to sort of understand and play. But at the same time, they're not sacrificing too much from the game, right? Like some games, they'll make it easier to play, but they'll be losing a lot from it. Entropia Universe, I don't feel like they've done that. I feel like they've done a very good job of making the game easier to play, but not easier to like fully play, right? Like they haven't devalued the time I've put into it. They've just made everything easier for people coming in and for me, which I like. That's, perfect scenario, right? Like worst case scenario would be if they made the game easier to play and devalued your stuff. Best case, they're going to make the game easier to play, but they're not going to devalue anything. And I feel like that's what they've been doing recently, and I really do like that. Oh! 71 PEDs of zinc stone. We are not amped. We're doing nothing special here, folks, and we got it. We got it. Level 13 claim. That is what I am talking about. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's drop again. Let's drop again. Because if you get a global, folks, you got to go for that second global, I guess. I don't think we're going to get anything. No. All right. Wow. That was lucky. That was very lucky. I was not expecting a global whatsoever. But like I said, this area is actually pretty good. So like this is a solid mining run at this point. Like I started off, I'm like, this is a profitable area. I gave us some history of mining, and now we're into this. Oh, not bad. And since this is a 50 PED run, and we're not like amping up or doing anything crazy, getting that global is definitely going to be just huge. So let's check the deed out because I'm not into hiding anything, right? So it's a level 13. The depth is 597 meters, and the position is 11,436 by 12,458. So if you look at the map, it's just right over here, right by this lake in Arkadia. So yeah, for those of you guys looking for areas to mine, sometimes when you can find a global in one area, it means that if you just keep going there, you're going to be able to find another one. So like that is something to keep in mind. There's definitely that potential to find another global here, and it could be anyone's. Like I don't think globals are linked to players. I think they just sit in a location until you find it. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good run. Pretty good run. We've still got a few probes left to drop, which is it's always the best case scenario, right? Like you hit that global and then you've still got a few drops left, and it's like, all right, these are all the freebies we got. Oops. All right, so now we've got a little bit of a, well, not an issue. Basically, we're being weighed down. So what we can do, and I think this will work. Where's our vehicle? Let's open vehicle inventory. Can we just dump all this in? Alright, how much? I'm going to split this up by a little bit here. Let's just get 500 PDs of zinc. We're going to drop it in there. Alright, you know what? It's not going to let me do it. What we're going to do is we're going to refine it because we're definitely going to be selling this zinc on the market anyways. I don't know why I didn't want to refine it. We definitely should be anyways. So where is my refining tool? It's right over here. You guys are seeing serial overdrive. I've been a bit of a noob here. My T105, which means it's a little bit more efficient for me to refine stuff than most people. For those of you guys who don't know, there's this thing called a refiner, and basically that costs a percentage every time you drop, like you take some TT off that refiner. So by getting the T105, I'm losing less money refining than I would if I used a T101, which is what you get from a trade terminal. It's not worth it unless you're going through a ton of ores in that matter, When I used to be a trader, I used it because it was actually saving me like hundreds of PEDs a week. For those of you guys wondering about volume, because that's something I think some people ask, like, Serial, how could you play the game for free and never deposit? Well, I did a lot of volume when I was trading. Like, I used to be online trading at Twin Peaks probably for a couple hours a day. And in a week, my volume would probably be over 10,000 PEDs. That's not 10,000 PEDs straight up. That's 10,000 PEDs bought and sold. So usually it was like 100 to 500 PD batches. I'd buy them, sell them, buy them, sell them. I had miners and crafters who'd come online just to sell to me. Like, it was a whole system I had worked out, and I did that for probably like a whole summer during school. I had nothing to do, so I just traded, and that's where the majority. Honestly, that's probably where all of my money comes from. Like, literally in Entropia, everything started there. Like, and Sweat was a lot higher priced too. So that's one of the things people always ask. You can't do it. They say, like, you can't do what Serial Overdrive did with Sweat, because the price I got it for was 10 to 12 PDs. So if you do the math to get 100 PDs to start trading with, it doesn't take that long. It took me maybe 10, 15 hours, and a lot of it was just learning the game, hanging out with people in my society, talking with them, and, you know, sweating at the same time. Whereas nowadays, it's a lot more work. There is someone in my Discord that's trying to be free to play. It's Kino, and it seems like he's managed to hit 100 PEDs already just by sweating and playing for free. So that's a huge shout out to him. That's actually like a huge accomplishment. That is, for those of you guys who are saying like what I did was easy, like what he did is probably harder than what I did, just because of when we started. And he did it faster, right? Like he's going faster than I was going back in the day, probably. Well, maybe the same pace, which is still pretty impressive. Because Entropia Universe is definitely getting harder and harder for the free-to-play player. I mean, at this point, too, I wouldn't even consider myself free-to-play. Like, I've got so many deeds and everything like that. I'm actually getting more money per month than a lot of people who do deposit get. Like, month to month, my Entropia budget is about 200 PEDs or 20 USD. That's what I'm making off of deeds and everything like that. Like, just rough estimate, it's a little bit over $20 a month that I'm spending on Entropia Universe. Which, I mean, that's actually quite a bit. Like, if you compare that to like a WoW subscription or anything like that, it's pretty high. So yeah, you can't really say like I'm free to play anymore, because I mean, I am. I didn't deposit any money into it, but I'm not playing like a free-to-play player because I don't have to anymore. So I don't know where that puts me, but I feel like if I say I'm a free-to-play player, I feel dishonest, even though I'm not. Like, I'm telling the truth. I never deposited, but at the same time, like, I got lucky. I got some like good globals, some good HOFs at the right time. I was able to trade, and then when CLDs came out, I bought a ton of those, sold some of those, bought some ARC deeds. Like, it was a whole thing, right? And there was a lot of right decisions made and some wrong decisions. If you go to my apartment, there's a lot of old items that are very rare and very expensive back in the day that are no longer worth that much. You know, even this, what is it, this A203 amplifier? That was like, I bought it for over 1,000 PEDs, and now it's worth nothing. Where is it? Let's make sure we detach that. That would not be good. So yeah, like if you look at the markup here, yeah, TT plus 500 for that AT203. Back when I got it, it was worth TT plus 1,500 or something like that. So I lost $100, 100 USD on that amplifier. Of course, I made it back on CLDs, so I'm not too upset, but still, like, there's definitely some areas where I've lost money in the game and some bad investments that I thought were good at the time. So a lot of it's luck, right? Luck, and just, I think it's like, there's like a famous trader, and actually I do know, I know some people who like do stock trading, like one of them. Actually, I can't talk about this. Can't talk about this. I was going to say something, and I realized that there are not many people in the world who've done what he does. That would be like zeroed in right on me, and people would be like, oh, no. But one of them is needless to say, very good at it. And his thing is like, he said like, I win 51 to 55% of the time, and that 1 to 5% is where all my money comes from. And it's true, right? Like, if you can get that call right, if you can win 51% of the time, you're probably going to be able to make money off of it. And like, that was, I guess, in Entropia Universe, I did that. I managed to get that. Like, probably for me, it was more like 75% because I dumped a ton of money into CLDs, sold everything, dumped it all in there, Well, not everything, but I sold a lot of my investments, dumped all my money into those things, and then just disappeared from the game for a couple of years and came back to a nice little sum of money. Obviously, I did log in and I did play between then, but I didn't play regularly. What do we have here? We've got a claim, and we've got some dung. I'm finding a lot of these things now. I'm paying more attention. That's actually one of the nice things, too, about running around in the desert. You're more likely to spot fruit, dung, anything like that drops. So always keep that in mind. All right, so let's head back to the teleporter and see just where we're at. Obviously, because we got that global, we're going to be doing pretty good here. So yeah, let's head back and see. And we're going to do it with and without the zinc, too. Just so I can show you guys, if I hadn't got that claim, how profitable it would be versus how profitable it is because I got the global. One of the things I always say is, like, if you get a global, don't count that area as profitable. If you get a big hit, don't count that area as profitable. Only count it as profitable if you can do good without those big hits. Or if you think those big hits are coming regularly. So, like, I've noticed with Thripters, the mob I've been hunting on Arkadia, you do get globals pretty consistently, pretty regularly. So if you can sort of count on those every now and then, like, yeah, you're doing pretty good. With this area, I've noticed globals occasionally, but I wouldn't say they're super regular. So I don't know if I count on those yet. I'll have to do. I'll do some more testing and get back to you guys on that one. But let's head back and total everything up. I found this area to actually be pretty lucrative in general. So, like, you know, do what you will with that. I guess most of you guys are probably gonna come out here and ruin it for me, but whatever. So let's drop this stuff in and see where we're at here. You can see even without the zinc, we were doing pretty decent here. So this is actually going to have a nice bit to it. So we got 31 PDs without the zinc. So we would have lost 20 PDs without that hit, but if you assume that you can get one somewhat big hit, honestly, we'd probably be coming in around like 40 to 50 PDs without that global. With the global, we're at 104 PDs. So we went out, we spent 50 PDs, and we made 54 PDs worth of profit, plus you've got markup. So there's going to be a little bit of markup, I think, on this stuff. Actually, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and just refine that so we can accurately talk about the markup here, because I don't want to lead anyone astray, right? Like, I try to be real with these videos. That's why stream of thought, like podcast style, does so good, I think, because you guys see what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. You don't just see the hits, you don't just see the profits, you don't just see the good calls, you see everything, and that way you sort of can make your own opinion based on that. So if you look at the Adamast, let's see what the value's at now. Ooh, 102%. Jeez, this stuff used to be so expensive, and now it's, you can see a decade ago 135%. It's been dropped down because of this year. So, like, if you go way back, you can see it used to sell for like a ton of money. And this is 2009. When I played back in like 2007, I used to be able to get more for that. Like, it was a crazy good thing to find. I'm not too familiar with this stuff, so I'm curious what that markup's going to be. That's not bad, 102. So we're looking at like an average 2%. The gas is going to sell pretty high, so that's nice. I don't think any of this stuff is too profitable, but I'm going to refine it anyways just so we can see. Can we dump multiple things into a refiner yet? I've not even tested this. Let's see. No, we can't. All right, MindArk, if you are listening, this is one thing to take away from this video. If you're sitting there in MindArk programming, let me dump 2 or 3 different things into this refiner and refine it all at once. I don't understand why that would be such a hard thing to add. So, like, hopefully we can get that added. That would be awesome. I'd really be happy with that one. And we can't. Oh yeah, we can't add that. I don't think root acid is actually worth anything. I probably should just TT'd that, but whatever. So yeah, ooh, there we go. Pearl Sand has a nice markup to it. I think this one might. This one used to. Yeah. Chameleon, that has a nice markup to it. So you guys can see, like, we're going to make some money back in markup, right? Like, we're talking about a couple percentage point. Like, a couple PEDs we're going to make back in markup, and we're going to make a little, well, and we made a lot because we hit that global. So anyways, hopefully this was a good, informative mining run for you guys. It went so well for me. I'm probably going to be literally recording another one right after this, and you guys are going to see that in a couple days from the release of this video. Anyways, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, peace.